Hello. I have another book now for our 14 days leading up to winter break. One more picture book to share with you. This is a book that I've actually known for a really long time. It's by an author I really love, Gary Soto. If you don't know Gary Soto's books, he writes picture books, he has short stories, he has novels, all kinds of wonderful stories. And I feel like most of Gary Soto's books are taken from kind of his own background or his own experiences. This is a book called Too Many Tamales. I would love for you to think about all the surprises and see if you can make some predictions as we go through this book. And then you can check and see if your predictions come true. There are some Spanish words in Too Many Tamales, and I am not a Spanish speaker, so I'm going to do my very best to pronounce them, but I apologize if any of you that do speak Spanish know that I am saying it incorrectly. I'm going to do my best. So this is how one family celebrates Christmas, but with too many tamales. How could that be? Too many. Snow drifted through the streets, and now that it was dusk, Christmas trees glittered in the windows. Maria moved her nose off the glass and came back to the counter. She was acting grown up now, helping her mother make tamales. Their hands were sticky with masa. "That's very good," her mother said. Maria happily kneaded the masa. She felt grown up wearing her mother's apron. Her mom had even let her wear lipstick and perfume. "If only I could wear Mom's ring," she thought to herself. Now I can see here, maybe some of you are having these experiences with holidays where you get to help cook special meals with your family. And I can see here that masa looks to be maybe some corn flour and that they're kneading it kind of like we would do with dough. I know that from my background, okay? And I'm thinking that maybe the author has given us a little clue that this is going to be about something about Mom's ring. What do you think? Maria's mother had placed her diamond ring on the kitchen counter. Maria loved that ring. She loved how it sparkled like their Christmas tree lights. When her mother left the kitchen to answer the telephone, Maria couldn't help herself. What's she gonna do? You guys know. Come on, you know. She's gonna put the ring on, right? She wiped her hands on the apron and looked back at the door. Now, why is she looking back? Because she's probably not supposed to be putting that ring on, huh? "I'll wear the ring for just a minute," she said to herself. The ring sparkled on her thumb. Have any of you had moments like that where you put on maybe your dad's watch or Mom's jewelry or something just because it looks so fun? Maria returned to kneading the masa, her hands pumping up and down. On her thumb, the ring disappeared, then reappeared in the sticky glob of dough. Uh-oh, she left it on. That's not good. It's going to end up all in there. Her mother returned and took the bowl from her. "Go get your father for this part," she said. Then the three of them began to spread masa onto corn husks. Maria's father helped by plopping a spoonful of meat in the center and folding the husk. He then placed them in a large pot on the stove. They made 24 tamales as the windows grew white with delicious smelling curls of steam. Okay, so let's think about this. She made this dough. Then they put the dough and meat inside corn husks, which is like the outside of the corn, and wrapped them up. Where do you think the ring is? Do you think Marie's gonna get in trouble? You don't wanna be in trouble on Christmas. A few hours later, the family came over with armfuls of bright presents. Her grandparents, her uncle and aunt, and her cousins, Dolores, Teresa, and Danny. Maria kissed everyone hello. Then she grabbed Dolores by the arm and took her upstairs to play, with the other cousins tagging along after them. I don't think she even remembers about the ring, do you? She's too excited. It's Christmas. Everyone's over. They cut out pictures from the newspaper, pictures of toys they were hoping were wrapped and sitting underneath the Christmas tree. As Maria was snipping out a picture of a pearl necklace, a shock spread through her body. "The ring!" she screamed. Everyone stared at her. "What ring?" Dolores asked. Without answering, Maria ran to the kitchen. The steaming tamales lay piled on a platter. The ring is inside one of the tamales, she thought to herself. It must have come off when I was kneading the masa. Dolores, Teresa, and Danny skidded into the kitchen behind her. What is she gonna do? Do you think she's gonna open them all up? Eat them? Aren't they for Christmas dinner? Help me, Maria cried. They looked at each other. Danny piped up first. What do you want us to do? Eat them, she said. If you bite something hard, tell me. Do you think they will eat all 24? All 24 tamales in one? They're gonna be sick. The four of them started eating. They ripped off the husks and bit into them. The first one was good. The second one pretty good. But by the third tamale, they were tired of the taste. Keep eating, Maria scolded. Corn husks littered the floor. Their stomachs were stretched until they hurt, but the cousins kept eating until only one tamale remained on the plate. Okay, so they didn't find the ring, and now they've eaten all the food. I do not feel good for Maria. If I was her mom, or knowing how my mom would react to that, oh gosh, do you feel worried for her? This must be it, she said. The ring must be in that one. We'll each take a bite. You first, Danny. Danny was the youngest, so he didn't argue. He took a bite. Nothing. Dolores took a bite. Nothing. Teresa took a big bite. Still nothing. It was Maria's turn. She took a deep breath and slowly, gently bit into the last mouthful of tamale. Nothing. Where could it be? Oh no, what if they ate it and they don't know? Didn't any of you bite something hard, Maria asked. Danny frowned. I think I swallowed something hard, he said. Swallowed it, Maria cried, her eyes big with worry. She looked inside his mouth. Teresa said, I didn't bite into anything hard, but I think I'm sick. She held her stomach with both hands. Maria didn't dare look into Teresa's mouth. She wanted to throw herself onto the floor and cry. The ring was now in her cousin's throat, or worse, his belly. How in the world could she tell her mother? But I have to, she thought. Oh, what would you do? Would you tell? Would you tell about the ring? Would you tell about the tamales? What would you do? She could feel tears pressing to get out as she walked into the living room where the grown-ups sat talking. They chattered so loudly that Maria didn't know how to interrupt. Finally, she tugged on her mother's sleeve. Oh, do you think she'll get her presents? Do you think they'll even let her have anything? Oh, man. What's the matter? Her mother asked. She took Maria's hand. I did something wrong, Maria sobbed. What? Her mother asked. I'm so proud of Maria, right? She's owning her actions just like we always talk about when we panther roar. What? Her mother asked. Maria thought about the beautiful ring that was now sitting inside Danny's belly and got ready to confess. Then she gasped. The ring was on her mother's finger, bright as ever. Oh, it sure is. Look, it's right there. How did that happen? How did it get back? The ring! Maria nearly screamed. Maria's mother scraped off a flake of dried masa. You were playing with it? She said, smiling gently. I wanted to wear it, Maria said, looking down at the rug. Then she told them all about how they'd eaten the tamales. Her mother moved the ring a little on her finger. It winked a silvery light. Maria looked up and Aunt Rosa winked at her too. Well, it looks like we all have to cook up another batch of tamales, Rosa said cheerfully. What? She's not even in trouble? That's amazing. Maria held her full stomach as everyone filed into the kitchen, joking and laughing. At first, she still felt like crying as she kneaded a great bowl of masa next to Aunt Rosa. As she pumped her hands up and down, a leftover tear fell from her eyelashes into the bowl and for just a second rested on her finger, sparkling like a jewel. Then Rosa nudged her with her elbow and said, Hey, Niña, it's not so bad. Everyone knows that the second batch of tamales always tastes better than the first, right? When Dolores, Teresa, and Danny heard that from the other side of the room, they let off a groan the size of 24 tamales. Yeah, those kids don't want to eat anymore, right? Then Maria couldn't help herself. She laughed, and pretty soon everyone else was laughing, including her mother. And when Maria put her hands back into the bowl of masa, the leftover tear was gone. Now, we've all had moments probably kind of like that, right? Be careful when you're cooking this holiday. I hope you enjoyed Too Many Tamales.